Okay, so here's some practice on integrals, U-substitution in particular. I've got some practice on indefinite, U-substitution, integrating, and some definite. So what we're doing here is we're trying to kind of practice a little bit, and we're just going to work, I think, on the first 3 sections because, 4 and 5 here I think aren't really part of the Calculus 30 curriculum. So we're just going to do the first 3, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So the outside function, and what you want to focus on is kind of the where would the u be, right? And what would be the u? And there's 3 parts. Okay. There's the u, that's the inner function. There's the outer function, which is u to the power of something or whatever. And then there's a piece of the derivative of the inner function. So there's 3 parts you're looking for. And they're asking you to identify the 2 parts. So one part would be the outer function, and that's going to be, and they just call it x to the 4th. If you want to call it u to the 4th, I'm totally fine with that, because that's maybe the terminology we've been using. So I'm cool with that. The inner function then would be u, right? And it's going to be x cubed plus 1. And then this x squared is, notice that it's part of the derivative of x cubed. The derivative of x cubed is 3x squared, right? So that's the 3rd part. All right, so what do we have here for number 1, I mean. So for number 1, the inner function looks like, if you go inside as much as possible, it looks like this would be the inner function. What do you think? Inner function? Okay, x squared plus 5x plus 1. Now remember, there's 2 other pieces. Looks like there's 1 over square root u. You see that? 1 over square root of the inner function. And then this would be part of the derivative of u. So let's see. The derivative of x squared plus 5x plus 1 is 2x plus 5. Look at that. That is the derivative. So 3 parts. Inner function, outer function, at least a portion of the derivative of the inner function. If you can identify those, you're sailing. You're sailing, man. So 1 over what? Square root of x, or u. We're going to call it u, I guess. Is that cool? You guys good with that? Nice. Hey, yeah, don't forget the root. Okay. All right, 2. Wow, this looks crazy. Does this look crazy or what? What jumps out at you, hopefully, is you've got something that's inside. You've got a function inside a larger function. So would you say that 1 plus the square root of x might be the inner function there? Okay. Now, the dx, this is a bit crazy. This dx really could be over here, and that could be a 1 on top, right? So are you going to go 1 over root x is the outside function, or 1 over u cubed is the outside function? Or what do you think? Okay. Think about this inside function. The derivative here, this is x to the power of 1/2. So the derivative is going to be 1/2 x to the power of negative 1/2. 1/2 x to the power of negative 1/2. This is x to the power of negative 1/2. So that's part of the derivative of the inner function. So I think we're going to go 1 over u cubed. You guys okay with that? I should really check my notes here. Make sure I'm on the right track myself. I'm just getting carried away with this exciting stuff. And I'm half serious. Okay? So again, 3 parts. Inner function, outer function. At least a portion of the derivative of the inner function. So I'm looking, and right away, hopefully you guys are seeing this function, its derivative is over here. Or at least part of its derivative, right? This would be 4x cubed plus 4x. So really it's just, this is 1/4 of the derivative. It's part of the derivative right here. So, slam dunk. Inner function right there. Inner function, x to the 4th plus 2x squared plus 7. Outer function is the inner function and whatever happens to it. Right there. U to the 3/4. Yes? Okay. Now, number 4. 4 and 5 we're going to leave for now, just for the sake of time. You don't have to do number 4 and 5. I think you probably could do it. But maybe not. I'm going to leave those. Let's just do on those if you want. Okay, so let's move on. Let's take what we know there. Now we're really talking about u's here. Really talking about u's. And it's, again, 3 parts still. Inner function, outer function, at least a portion of the derivative of the inner function. So if I've got u is x cubed plus 1, du is 3x squared dx. And then now you go, what is the integral in terms of u? So we are now doing full u sub here. Okay? So if I have, and I'm going to, okay, so let's do this. I have the integral. I'm going to do a couple lines here. An integral of, I'm going to have u to the fourth. Okay? There's u to the fourth. Now, I have x squared dx, don't I? X squared dx. I need 3x squared dx in order to make this du. So, if I put a 3 there, I need a 1/3 outside. So, change colors. 1/3 integral of u to the fourth what? How's that look to you guys?
Is that all we put in that box?
Yeah.
I got
The red is what you want to put in that box. I mean, I would show my work there, but whatever. Okay, show your work somewhere. Okay, let's take it from scratchola here. So I've got u is going to be equal to what? Is it 2x plus 5?
Nope.
Nope, because 2x plus 5 is really not inside anything. This x squared plus 5x plus 1 really is. Du is going to be, whoops, 2x plus 5, isn't it? I have all of du right here. So I have du times dx. I have that already. So this is 1 over the square root of u du.
Don't we have to put the dx in
Yes,
the
dx.
spot?
Yeah, right here.
X plus 5 dx.
Yeah, that's a dx there. Thank you. I got ahead of myself. I kind of jumped over to here right away, so I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, so it's dx. So we have the exact integral derivative right there. So does everyone see that? This right here is du. That's du right there. And this is 1 over the square root of the inner function, u. 1 over square root of u. So it just asks for the integral in terms of u. That's all we need to do. Now, you also might see it written like this, guys, okay? You might see this, a bit funny, but you could see that. I don't like that so much, but in the textbooks, you might see that. Same thing. Okay? Silly, whatever, it just saves some space, I guess. Okay. U equals, man, I think we did one just like this, didn't we?
Oh yeah, it's the same.
All of
same.
these
Is it the same
are
one?
the same first page.
Are they all the same?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just noticing that now. Okay. No, really, I'm like, are they? I recognize this one. Oh yeah, now this looks familiar now. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, all right, quit bugging me. So there's u. Du is,
Half x to the negative half.
yeah, it's 1/2 x to the negative 1/2, okay? You like that?
Oh.
Or 1 over what? 2 root x dx, right? Oh, you guys got quiet there. Does that look okay? Okay. Now notice I do have 1 over root x here. I have 1 over root x. So I need a 1/2. I need a 2. I need a 1/2 here. So what do I put on the outside?
Times
2. Very good. If you're going to add a 2 as a multiplier, you got to add a 1/2 outside. If you add a 1/2 as a multiplier, you got to have a 2 as a counteracting number there, right? Make sense? I don't know if I said that right, but okay. So we got to be getting close here. I'm going to have what? 2. I'm going to have integral of. I have 1 over 2 root x dx. So that's just going to be my du. Good. And I'm going to have to write 1 over what? U cubed. Yes. Beauty. It's beautiful. You guys are awesome. Okay. Go ahead and do 3 on your own now. Do 3 on your own. Probably some of you have already done that already. go ahead and do 3 on your own. And then 4 and 5, we're going to hold off on 4 and 5. It's just a little bit extra layer for Chem 30? Calculus 30. We're not going to need to do right now. All right, so you guys like this for an answer? Remember, when you have du, I just factored a 4 out, so it looks a little bit closer to this. I need to put a 4 in there, so I put a 1/4 outside. Substitute for u, and we're good to go. 4 and 5, you can certainly go ahead and give that a try. The problem is, inside function, outside function, portion of the derivative, well, we have 2x as the derivative, so I have extra x's. When we're doing extra x's, it adds a level of complexity that we're not really getting into here in Calc 30. So that's a bit trickier. If you want to go ahead and give it a try and differentiate, you still can use U-Substitution. It's just going to be a little bit different. So if you want to go ahead and give that a try, go ahead. Okay. All right. All right. Challenge not accepted, I guess, this time. Hey, okay. Challenge not accepted. All right. So here we go. Full out U-Substitution, and this is just do 1 to 4 here, okay? Full out U-Substitution. On this side, guys, I want you to differentiate your answer to see if you get back the original function. Okay? So go ahead, U-Substitution, differentiate your answer to see if you get the original function that's underneath the integral back, okay? So go ahead and take a few moments for number 1, number 2, and 3. And I believe 4 should be one that you should be able to do. Whoops, 3, what? Oh. All right, so for anybody that can't remember what we did yesterday, this is U-Substitution. So the inner function is x plus 1. Du is 1 dx. So it's just du is equal to dx. So now I can rewrite this integral in terms of u. I can integrate by adding 1 to the exponent, dividing by that new number, or multiplying by the reciprocal. Now, once I've done this, plus c, don't forget, because it's indefinite. And you can substitute your u value for x plus 1. Okay? Now, to differentiate, to check your answer, looks like this. Go ahead and take this right here and find the derivative. And what you do is you bring this 3 over 2 down and multiply it. So 3 over 2 times 2 over 3. Subtract 1 from 3 over 2. And then here's what you get. And that matches with your function inside the integral. Yes, it matches. Okay? So that's an example of what we're doing there. And you can go ahead and finish 2, 3, and 4. And 5 would be a little tricky, so you can try number 5. Go ahead, that would be kind of an upper challenge one there for you. All right, so just that's where we'll finish today, and a heads up, tomorrow we'll do the definite integrals. We'll get some practice with these questions tomorrow. I will show you the answers on the video here for those questions you just did, just so you can see what they are. So I'll get to those in a second. All right, here are your answers for number 2 and for number 3. And for number 4 is on this next page. Just make this a bit bigger for you. Zoom in there. There's the answer to question number 4. And 5 would be optional, but there would be the solution to 5 if you so choose, but we don't have to do that for Calc 30. So we will be talking about part 2 tomorrow, and that will be right here, next lesson.